Well, privacy is one of the defining issues of our time. It wasn't so prominent in the past, although we always cherish some privacy since good old days. And it has come to clash with another fundamental, and again, defining issue of our time, security. Now, the two sometimes are considered to be compatible because they are so fundamental. Wrong. That's like someone saying, oh, salt and sugar are fundamental ingredients in the kitchen, therefore they are compatible. Not at all. Don't put both in the same coffee. So we need to make sure that the salt and the sugar of our life, that basically privacy and security, are used in the right way, in the right context. So let me give you just a simple example. A lot of privacy is about nothing, about silly things that we've done in the past. That can easily be taken care of. A lot of security is overblown. Sometimes a more pacifist approach to the sharing of information would do better than so much security and surveillance. So I think there are ways of making the two compatible. It's just that the goodwill has to be there.
Tell us about your work on the Google Advisory Council on the right to be protected, to be forgotten rather.
Well, the work that we did was to make sure that not only the legal aspects, but also the ethical aspect, not just being on the right side of the law, but also on the right side of the social values, the social goods were in place. One of the issues, for example, among many others that we had to deal with was the territoriality of the law. It sounds like esoteric and strange, but it's quite simple. For a long time, for centuries, we have dealt with the law in terms of my place, my rules, your place, your rules. Now, with the internet, cyberspace, the infosphere, that doesn't apply anymore. So if you block a search engine in Europe, I can still find the information, the links, by using a search engine, say google.com in the United States. How do you reconcile the non-territoriality of our technology with the territoriality of the law? So that was one of the issues, for example, that we had to deal with. And our recommendation was, let's deal within Europe about European problems. It is a controversial decision that we see these days being challenged, for example, by the French Data Protection Authority.
But in particular, I'm curious about the title, The Right to be Forgotten. I guess that implies what you're saying is people will have a right to be removed from search engines if someone attempts to look them up.
Indeed. Suppose there's a picture of yourself in the past, which is a little bit ridiculous, has been published legally, so there's nothing illegal in it, but you really don't like to see it again and again popping up whenever someone does a search under your name and surname. So now you have a form online, you can ask Google to remove the links. The picture stays, the information is not removed, but what we remove, what one removes, what Google or any other search engine removes, if the justification is there, is the links. So it's a bit of a compromise between removing information, which nobody really wants to do, and removing the accessibility to the information. With an analogy, it's a bit like not changing the territory, but modifying the map. If you remove things from the map, well, it's as if the territory never was the same in the first place. That river that you erase from the map, well, it may not as well exist in the territory. So it has a very deep implications. And that's why, for example, the right to be forgotten, so-called, doesn't apply to public figures. So if you are, let's say, a politician, you cannot ask for some information to be delinked, to have the links therefore removed to that information, because there is a right, the public right, to have more information about who you are and what you've done.